lies.
Welcome back to BodyBags. This is week number 425. This is a random week, and this week I picked Magic. Magic is a 1978 film which runs approximately 107 minutes and is directed by Richard Attenborough. Now, he passed away on August 24th, 2014 at the age of 90. He was responsible for Grey Owl, Chaplin, and Gandhi. Actually, Gandhi was the movie he did right after this film. Now, this stars Sir Anthony Hopkins as Corky Withers. He, of course, is Hannibal. He was in Hitchcock and Elise. Anne Margaret as Peggy Ann Snow. She was in Carnal Knowledge, Grumpy Old Men, and Bye Bye Birdie. And Burgess Meredith as Ben Green. He passed away on September 9th, 1993, at the age of 89. He was in Rocky, Clash of the Titans, and Ripper. Now, this had a budget of $7 million, and the story is basically this. You have Corky Withers, played by Anthony Hopkins, who is a magician, but he hasn't found his niche yet in order to become more popular. After trying and failing in open mic nights, he finally finds his niche, which is Fats the Dummy. He's basically an X-rated ventriloquist, and it goes over really well with the crowds. So well, in fact, that they want to book him on The Tonight Show, Johnny Carson. There's only one thing. His agent, Ben Green, said he has to take a whole slew of tests, including a medical exam, a psychological exam, basically. Well, knowing that he has a little bit of a problem, which you come to find out later, he disappears because he does not want to take this test, because he doesn't want anyone to find out what's happened to him. So he goes to the Catskills in New York, back to his hometown, in order to kind of try to rekindle a girl that he once loved in high school, rekindle their romance. That's, of course, is played by Anne Margaret, and she is Peggy Ann Snow. So when they get there, they're fine. She recognizes him from television. Of course, he's done some, minor television, but we're talking about the Tonight Show, which is basically the big times. Her husband's away, and he, of course, tells her that he's in love with her. She decides that she loves him and wants to run away with him, but she has to wait for her husband to come back in order to tell him that she's leaving. Meanwhile, he's found by his agent, and in order to keep his secret about his mental illness, he starts picking people off one by one. I'm going to leave the story there. This is a 1978 film. I probably shouldn't have said as much as I have, because it seems like a lot of people still haven't seen this film, and that's a shame, because this is one of my favorite movies of all time, and I think it's done so well that it's one that everybody needs to see, especially people that are fans of Anthony Hopkins playing Hannibal Lecter. Everyone I've talked to who has watched, of course, the Hannibal films, they watch Magic and they love it instantly. He plays a very good, deranged person. Now, as I said before, this was one of my favorite movies of all time, and I was very surprised that this had not been done before on BodyBags. So I was happy to be able to talk about this film. I'm always happy to be able to talk about this film. When I was young, of course, this came out in 1978. I was born in 71, and the commercials came out in 78, and they had to be taken off of television because they were considered too terrifying, and they were scaring children. Now, this was in prime time, of course, and they took him off of that. I believe it was like 9 o'clock. So, I first became aware of magic one night where I couldn't sleep, and I went in to talk to my father. Of course, I was probably 7 at the time, and I saw this commercial come on for magic, the trailer, the TV spot, rather, and it absolutely terrified me, and from that point on, I basically have become obsessed with the movie. Yeah. When I finally had a chance to see it, it was on CED video disc, which I did own back in the late 70s, early 80s. Of course, I had it on VHS and beta, and now, of course, DVD. And I am happy to say that the TV spot is actually part of this DVD in the special features. So much to learn from this movie. Anthony Hopkins is actually credited for doing the voice of Fats, but he did not actually do the voice of Fats. It is a professional ventriloquist. And there is actually a little bit of a documentary in here about the guy who did the voice and everything of Fats. Just a fantastic movie. More of a psychological horror movie than a slasher movie, although there is some slasher elements to it. Definitely check this one out. This is one of my favorites of all time. Magic is just amazing, and it holds up so well. So well. It's very creepy, and yeah. And if you like what you see in here, hit that like button and subscribe. And until next time, peace.